So let's quickly make a function here, and then I'm going to talk about the strategy that I'm going to be using to get everything working in the rest of this section. So let's make a function called update theme. And now I'm starting these functions off with db underscore just to really indicate that these are CRUD functions for the database. And CRUD just means create, read, update, and delete. Those are all those, the create, read, update, and delete, those are things that you're going to have to be doing with the theme and the notes. Okay, so let's do this. Global. So we're going to be using the connection here, so let's make it global connection query is equal to update theme set cur. I should put a variable in here, parameter new theme. So the cur theme is equal to okay, then you want to say result is equal to MySQL query connection and the query. So this is what's actually gonna go into the database and try to do this, update the theme. Then you want to say if that fails, let me know. So I'm just going to say query failed. And the dot here is for plus, for like appending strings, concatenation. It's kind of weird that they use a dot instead of a plus, but whatever, that's how they do it. So MySQL error and then connection. Okay, let's just go make sure that everything's still working here. I'm not even really calling the function at this point, I just want to see. Okay, so now I want to call that db update theme red. Let's see, I did it again. The same thing that I did before. Can you believe that? Okay, so it should be working now. Let's go here. Let's check the theme. Okay, it didn't do anything. Let's insert let's just call it blue. So now that I look at it, I didn't expect that to work because there was no ID of 1. So every time you're just going to be updating this value here. So let's do that again. Now this should go to red. Okay, so it's red now. So now basically you could run this PHP function, and as simple as this, just running that one line of code will connect to the database and update the theme. Okay, it didn't work that time. Oh, you have to go here. You have to refresh. That time because you have to refresh to actually run that function. So now it's purple. So cool. Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be doing. So when you run, where is it? Where's the code? I want to close the start. And here, index.php, let's save and close this untitled. So updating color. Let's close all these functions. And let's make sure they're remembered, the closing. Okay, so they are. Okay, so not right here, but right here. So when one of these colors gets clicked, you know what? No, not there. You do want to do it down here, because right here, like if you click on a color, then you refresh, you don't want it to go to red because you never actually clicked the update. So you only want it to happen on update. But how exactly are you going to run that PHP function db update theme here? Well, you can't actually run it right here. But what you can do is make an AJAX request. Now, I don't know if you know what AJAX is, but it stands for asynchronous JavaScript and XML. So you could run AJAX, and what that'll do, AJAX is really good for single page applications where you don't want to reload a page. Like for example, if you had a website and you click a link, when you click a link, it will reload the page and send you to that new page that you clicked on. And it's the same thing when you, like in the back end, it's really hard to see, but a lot of times when you go to a, like if you're on Twitter or something and you click tweet, when you do that, now I'm not sure if Twitter is using AJAX or anything like that. I don't even use Twitter. But the point is, usually it looks like when you click submit the tweet, it would just refresh the home page. But really, it sends you to a place where they're going to run a post request, and that post request will run a bunch of code, and very quickly that code will run. And then at the end, it will redirect you back to the home page. And it happens so fast that once you click submit or tweet, whatever the button is, once you click it, it looks like the page just refreshes. But it's not. It's actually going somewhere and then coming back right away. But there's a way to do that without actually refreshing the page, where you could trigger some code in another file very seamlessly. So that's basically what you want to happen here. You want this to, you don't want to refresh the page when you click update. You don't want to refresh it. And the same thing when you go here, you click post it, you don't want it to look like this, where, well, you get it. Right now it's really hard to see because when you click refresh, there's literally no changes, but maybe on somebody else's computer, or if the website wasn't like stored into their browser or whatever, you could actually see it refresh. It would take like, you know, especially if they have a really slow computer, it would just be, you would notice it. That's my point. You would notice it. It wouldn't be as seamless. So basically, right here, you want to run some AJAX, which will send a post request to index.php, and then it'll basically run all this PHP code. So then down here, you could say if, like you could put an if statement. And okay, so when you run this code, you'll set a variable, a post variable, to here. And then when this code runs, it'll say if, right here, it'll say if that post variable is equal to a certain value, like color or something like that, or theme, whatever you call it. If it's equal to a certain value, then right here, you would call the update theme. Okay, so I don't know if I just lost you a little bit there, and it's really okay if I did. The point is that you're going to see how it works. And once you see how it works, and once you start messing around with it and maybe break it and then fix it and then see what works and see what doesn't, it'll start making more sense. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. And in the next video, I'm going to create the AJAX functions that we're going to need. I'm going to create a new JavaScript file for that.